I have been training for almost 4 years whilst still being in school. The times where I saw the most progress were when I started training before school early in the morning. So here's why everyone should train early in the morning before school. First reason, focused training methods. Focused training methods is just basically prioritizing a certain muscle groups, exercise, machine groups over others. For example, it could be chest over back by growing the chest first and then making it as best or to the point where it's good enough and then going to the back after that. By doing this, it will be so much faster and it will be a lot more better results. So with the early morning training early before school, that is when we have the most focus. Can you guess why? Because we haven't used any of the focus or energy we have. That's when we have the most available, the most energy focus available. So by using all of that focus energy and putting it into the focus training method, onto the muscle groups we want to prioritize the most, we want to grow the most, in the least amount of time possible, we will be getting the best results, the most progress in that specific muscle group. It could even be an exercise or a machine. We will be seeing the most progress in that specific machine or exercise or anything. So by following a focus training method, that way we will be guaranteeing to getting the most out of our training and also using the all of the energy and focus we're getting from waking up and then training in the morning, because we haven't used any of the focus we have then the most available. And then by putting all of the energy and focus, like I said, and just putting it to our focus training method trainings, and by following this type of training method, we will be guaranteeing getting the most results in the shortest time possible. Training and to access all of the different muscle groups I have been prioritizing for the past 4 years, of being shoulders, chest, and a bit of forearms, and starting with back, everything, all of the progress, all of the past muscle groups and exercises I have used a focus training methods on to access everything, all of that, and then copy it and compare with yours. You can find everything in here, so check it out. The next reason, the perfect consistency. The perfect consistency is having and then following the right routine. The routine of the best sleep, the routine of the best diet, the routine of the right training methods and plans. By sticking to a perfect, consistent routine, it will be so simple to get adapted at it. And especially with training in the morning, training before school, it needs to be instant. It needs to be completely instinctly. It needs to be so automatic to the point that we don't need any reminders or any alarms to wake us up or to realize and remember it is time to train. By getting so adapted to that perfect, consistent routine, everything will be so effortless and simple. And then all of the struggles with training in the morning, all of the alarms, loud alarms, all of the waking up from the bed, it will all feel effortless and automatic. Once we get to that point and we get that much adapted to that perfect, consistent routine, and then we will be able to effortlessly stick to it and get the most results, progress, everything we want. And to get the routine I have followed and then adjusted for the past 4 years, of my sleep, of my diet, of my training methods, all of it, everything will be in there. It's very helpful. It is how I got all of my results, all of my progress, and I'll be putting everything in there. So make sure to check it out. The third reason, free time. So once we get adapted to that consistent, perfect routine and just get adapted to the point we don't even need any alarms or reminders to remind us when it's time to train, and getting so consistent to know when it's time to train without trying to remember what we did last time, without checking what we did last time. Once we get that much consistent, and the way to get that consistent and get adapted as much as possible is by first following on quantity, by having as much early morning trainings, early before school training as much as possible, almost daily, just going and then focusing on more on quantity, just for just 30 minutes each day. By doing this enough, we'll get so adapted that after a while, after we get adapted, after it becomes automatic, and then we can focus on having the best workouts, getting the best pumps, and just focus on the progress then. But at first, by focusing on the quantity and then getting adapted, then we'll be able to get the most progress. After we get adapted to a consistent routine, then we can finally see how much free time we just unlocked by training in the morning and just getting it over with. We will be having so much more free time, and with all of that free time, maybe we can even do more of training and doing more cardio to get even more an edge, get even more out of our training. This way we'll be having even better results by having time to prioritize or focus on other parts of training, the diet or the sleep, or even maybe the cardio, or maybe even use it to recover from our trainings. So just overall, training in the morning is so much better. It's the best time to consistently train at. It's the best time to get adapted at. It only takes about 2 weeks or 3 weeks max to get adapted, and to get adapted as quick as possible to as low as even 2 days, 3 days, or even a week. I'll be putting all of the tips and hacks I have gotten from training in the morning for almost 4 years, and I will be putting everything in here, so make sure to check it out. It's definitely worth it.